good afternoon, and konbanwa, wherever you are in the world. I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly. Cyber Angel, Rita Kamishiro, at your service. Welcome to the Academia Library. Welcome to the Academia Library. Should we be quiet since we're in a library? The house of, is it Dana? I always mispronounce a lot of the places in Genshin. Welcome in. Hello, Bio, Alex, Steven Warrior, Shiny, Yubei. Thank you so much for celebrating 10 months as Idol Coach. Welcome in. Hello, Yonju Nana. Meridan, how's it going? How's everyone doing? I had a nice nap today. I just woke up from a nap like half an hour ago. And, doing okay. I'm doing A-okay. Have been better, have been worse. At least it's not bad. I'm doing okay. And sometimes that's all you could ever ask for. Careful or I'll hate them will bog you. Why? Because you're being too loud. Okay, we'll be quiet. We'll be quiet so we don't get bogged. And hello, Zudwa. Welcome in. How's it going? Konbanwa. You're ready to be a nerd. So am I. So I decided we're just going to go from like nothing. We're just going to start from an empty slate because I've technically gone into the Genshin rabbit hole already multiple times, but I feel like my brain is so jumbled right now. So I feel like if I just start from the very beginning, start from scratch and make myself some sort of like maybe like a visual timeline based off of, my plan is to go into the Wikipedia page and read the Wikipedia page, make some sort of, I guess, visualization of it, and then if there's any holes I need to plug in, if there's something that doesn't make sense to me, I'll plug it in. The rabbit hole is a network of rabbit tunnels. Exactly. Oh my gosh. You arrived just in time. Welcome in, Michael. How's it going? Oh my gosh. I do have a whiteboard, but I was thinking of maybe just showing it to you all periodically because I don't want to cover you all up all the time. So every once in a while, we'll do a little progress check. But I guess since we're just starting off for the day, I'll show you kind of what I mean for, I guess, this visualization I have. So this is like an unlimited whiteboard. I can scroll for however long. I can go out, I can go in. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a timeline of sorts. And this direction is going to be time. And then this direction is going to be the different locations. Is my plan. But the thing is I feel like locations have like changed over time. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to go with the current established time chunks, eras in Genshin. And we'll fill it in from there. So this will be old world. All of the old world notes will go in here. And I don't think old world separated into things like, Sumeru, Zuma. I think all that starts kind of in the divine. Well, actually, you're gonna have a lot of actuallys today. I think the division of areas starts in the new world with Sumeru. Because if I understand, Sumeru is like the oldest long-standing civilization. Yeah. How deep do we want to go? That's the thing, though. I'm probably going to stream for like an hour and a half. So I don't know how deep we're going to go in an hour and a half, but we'll try our best. And welcome in, Sang. How's it going? Hello, Justin, Simon, Mazaya. Welcome in. I'll blame Clee for that. She tends to change locations pretty regularly. Old world meaning pre-cataclysm. Yes. So if you go to... There's a lot of, I guess, discourse on the Genshin timeline. And if you go to the Genshin Wikipedia page, they divide it between it's an old world, and then that has all of the primordial beings, dragons, and all that stuff. Then it goes into the new world, And I think the New World is kind of when the second one. There's like the first one. There's the primordial one, and then there's a second being that comes into play into that. And this second area, I think, is also when Enkanomiya falls. Not gonna lie, everyone, if I'm being honest, I don't remember much of my time in Enkanomiya. I remember doing the quests, I remember running around, I remember the fake sun, but if I'm being honest, I don't remember much of the story there. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of redigging. I think that's also when they... Oh gosh. Because technically Enkanomiya would fall under Inazuma. So this is gonna be so tough. Okay, look. Old world, this is how we're gonna do it. Old world, this is a separation. We'll separate here. I think we can do... Because like I said, old world doesn't really have places like Sumeru and Inazuma. So maybe I'll just do like a question mark. Like we don't... That's a free-for-all for now. But it's old world. Sorry, I keep going all around. So it's Old World, New World, Divine Envoy era, and then the lead up into the Archon War, and the Archon War, and then post Archon War, the pre-Cataclysm, the Cataclysm, after the Cataclysm, and then within the recent years, in the past 100 years. Am I planning to pull Shunha or Ayaka? I'm planning on pulling Ayaka. Great question. Deshret was before King Ormond and the Cataclysm, I think. My plan is to just go through this timeline and write things down. And I'm not going to worry too much about getting everything, looking nice and neat. Because this is just my brain dump. And then, once we kind of have things written down, I'll start connecting things. Is my plan. It's going to be really messy. But I think that's part of the intellect I get. The intellectual process. Starting from the Before Sun and Moon books, yes. I think that's where we start. Because it has all the... I think, let's see here. Starting with the Seven Sovereigns, that should be in Archive, Living Beings, Enemies, and Monsters, Mythical Beasts, Primordial, Baptismal Bishop. And then Before Sun and Moon, yes. In the Byaku Yakoku collection. Yes, that's where we're starting. Great job pointing out the primary source material. Mm-hmm. Trust me, establishing a timeline in this is really annoying. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. I have a general idea of how... Oh my gosh, I can't draw straight lines. This is gonna be difficult. This is gonna be tough. Yeah, I'm already lost. Trust me. Because I have a vague understanding of how everything works across old world, new world, things like that. Okay, let me back up to the full... Because this is what it's gonna look like. So question mark is things that I don't know happened where, or like things that maybe didn't happen in a place that existed yet. So, you know what I should do? Instead of this, I should make a table. Let's do that. We're gonna try to make this look neat. I'll add a table. I don't know how to do that, so I'm gonna close this. Insert templates. Maybe table? Oh my gosh. Where do I find... I just want to add a table. Is that too much to ask? Shapes? Shapes, maybe? Probably. Oh, yeah. This is going to be great. I'll show you all in just a second how I'm going to sort this out. I'm so excited. Okay. So, that's that. How many sections are there? We're going to separate it. We're going to try to be as... Well, I don't want to be too granular. Otherwise, I might get too confused. How do I wish it was easier to make a table on a Microsoft whiteboard. Oh my gosh. I use Microsoft whiteboard a lot. Well, I used to. Let's see, copy, paste. Oh my gosh. I'm a genius. So we have old world, new world. Here we go. Divine Envoy era. I'm not on Canva because I'm going to be doodling a lot. So old world, new world, Divine Envoy era, pre-Archon War. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. Then the Archon War. Then there's after the Archon War. I wonder what the difference is between post-Archon War and pre-Cataclysm. I think it's just like time. Pre-Cataclysm, then the Cataclysm. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, indeed. Okay. Oh, I lost count already. Oh boy. Let's see here. Old World, New World, Divine Envoy Era. I should probably label these. I'll show you all what I'm doing now. Doop. So this line is gonna be time. You know nothing about Genshin, but all of this sounds really cool. It's so cool. At first it's really daunting, that's for sure. But once you get the hang of it, it starts to make, it really enhances your gaming experience. So that's the old world. The new, I'm gonna not worry about handwriting, because I think whenever I like study things, if I worry about how it looks, then I'm worrying about the wrong thing. So you all are just gonna have to enjoy my researcher's chicken scratch. We also need to put dates in here. Pre-Archon War. I think I'm gonna use the country names as kind of like general. Yeah, okay. Pre-Archon War. And then we start getting years around the Archon War, because it's ended 2,000 years ago. So, Archon War. So we don't know when it started. That's what the Wikipedia says. And then 2,000... What marker are we going to use for current day? What if we did, like, before the present and after the present? You think so? Or maybe before... Hold on. What's our... I think like before game. We'll do BG for before game and current game for anything afterwards. So like BG is before game. When the trailer... Oh, interesting. This feels like I'm learning Mass Effect lore all over again. The hunt for info begins. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a lot. So everything before the game starts is what I'm planning to do. Before game start. BGS, before game start. Before game start. And then we can have a column dedicated to everything after the game start. Before game start. That's going to be our frame of reference. My chicken scratch. So BGS. Yeah, makes sense to me. I'm glad. It's hardly making sense to me. Okay, so I feel like post-Archon War really just focuses... Well, here we go. It focuses a lot on Mondstadt. So post-Archon War, and that includes the rise of the Mondstadt aristocracy and, you know, the fall of the Mondstadt aristocracy. And then the pre-Cataclysm. So this is probably, I think this is about... Goodness. But the thing is, the Mondstadt's aristocratic period started in 2600 BGS. So it looks like it started in the middle of the Archon War? Early aristocratic period, 2600 to 1600 years ago. Okay. Pre-Cataclysm is anything more than 500 years ago. So we need to... This is fascinating. Genshin Rita Lore, a timeline in chronological order. We're gonna try our best to get things in order, and the reason why is because I want to be able to like capture cause and event sort of situations. So I'm gonna do a lot of arrows like this caused that, this became that, things like that. I like to see how things affect one another. Post-Archon War, pre-Cataclysm. Apparently there's a difference. And we'll try to sort that out a little bit. So it's anywhere to up to 500 BGS. Hello, Mercenary, welcome in. How's it going? And hello, FT, welcome in. I'm not a professor, oh my gosh. I'm a fellow student. We're fellow academia students. That's what we're here for. So we need to figure out dates for post-Archon War. Is it just going to be 2000 BGS to maybe 1000? Because pre-Cataclysm is Mondstadt Reborn. I think the late aristocratic period of Mondstadt happened during the post-Archon War. Because I think the Archon War included the fall. Wait, I have to remember. Did the aristocratic period of Mondstadt come after? What's his name? It starts with the letter D. He was before Barbados. Descrabian. Decarabian. There we go. I had to. When did? Oh gosh, I think the aristocracy was before or after. We're gonna write this after, right? Because it makes sense. It makes sense that it's after the Archon War. Okay. So we'll make post-Archon War 2000 BGS, and then for the sake of it, we'll just do 1000 BGS. Because I don't know if things like post-Archon War and pre-Cataclysm necessarily mean like time-wise. I think it's like a general sense of what's happening in the realm of Mondstadt. So there may be, or Mondstadt, in the realm of Tevat. So maybe it's just, maybe they overlap a little bit. Let's see here. What's the word? Would zeitgeist be a good word for that? Because I feel like these maybe don't capture definitive periods of time, but it kind of defines an overarching sort of mood of a period of history. So there may be some overlap, if that makes sense. For now, I will call them era. I think that's a good way to put it. 1000 BGS. And then, so the Cataclysm happened around 500 years ago. So this is one whole event. This is its own thing. Because I think a lot of things happened during the Cataclysm. I agree. I think there's going to be a lot of things that overlap. Okay, so we need another box. So this is going to be post-Cataclysm. Oh. Hold on. There we go. Post-Cataclysm. And then recent past. And then present game. Rectangle, it says. Okay. So, Cataclysm. Post-Cataclysm. Which is 500 to 100 BGS. Recent past. Which is 100 BGS to 0 BGS, and then present. Oh, present is 0 BGS and onwards. Yeah, so I'm gonna break it up by location. That's right. So this is the question mark is like a catch-all. I don't know where it is, or maybe certain areas didn't exist yet, things like that, or it happened overall. That's my catch-all. And then we'll do. I think I'm gonna start with Sumeru just because I think it's the oldest civilization. So next to Inazuma. Sumeru, and then I think it's Sumeru, Inazuma, Liyue, Mondstadt, I think is the order of how old the places are. Inazuma, and then Liyue, and Mondstadt. Unfortunately, I feel like I don't know enough about Fontaine to be able to include it. Genshin lore is so huge when you actually get into it. It really is. It really is. Liyue, and then Mondstadt. Mond. I'll just call it Mond. Oh boy. I hope that by the end of this we can zoom out and we just have a crazy sort of like situation. So now I'm gonna fill in the table. Unfortunately, there isn't like an inherent like table tool, unfortunately. And then we'll go from here. Oopsie doopsie. I wonder where the Sealy civilization would classify under. You recommend breaking Sumeru into desert? Ah, that's so smart. You're correct. We should do that. So we're going to add another one. Because Sumeru's a big place. Let's see. I think I think the desert portion of Sumeru is like pretty much as big as like one of the other like countries in Tibet. So let's move. We gotta create the table. Sometimes you just gotta put in the hard work. Here we go. Do we know anything about the Sealies? But the crazy thing is about the Sealies is I actually read a book about like the Sealies a long time ago, before I even like became like a Genshin, TikToker or a Genshin YouTuber. It was for a story time. I read the book about that one Sealy at that one like pool at Springvale. Do you know what story I'm talking about? The desert is bigger than all of the released Mondstadt spaces. Yeah, it's crazy. It's very big. Okay, so this is the way we're gonna tackle the lore. You'll have to pardon me. I'm gonna keep creating more boxes. Sealies might have been the divine envoys, but it's so vague. We know it's around a little before Deshret. Yes. I'm gonna go in order, and I'm gonna, because I've read through this entire timeline like 2 or 3 times now, but I never got around to like writing down notes. So I've only been able to remember vague parts of it. So we're gonna keep going, and then we're gonna label each row, and then we're gonna dive in. And we're just gonna write down notes from the Wikipedia, and then as needed, we'll go into the different books for more information. For more clarity. Because that's what I was doing when I was researching the primordial one. I think there was a lot of like vague, poetic sort of literature. Oh no, I accidentally deleted it. Okay, here we go. All right. But we're probably not gonna get into too much detail. This is probably just gonna be the first of many Genshin Lore Study streams. Here we go. Da-da-dum. Okay. Oh gosh. Whoa, that one's stuck. How do I delete that? Oh no! This one's stuck. How do I get rid of this? Oh, there we go. Paste. We're almost done with just the table. This is just the table. Uh-oh. It says rectangle again. All right. We're gonna zoom in just a moment. Here we go. Oh, uh-oh. I can't move it. Uh-oh. It's so clunky, this thingamaboop. I don't know how to change it. Hello. How do I undo things? Hello. Okay, I'm just gonna let that one be. Okay, so we don't know section Sumeru Desert. Uh-oh. There we go. Sumeru Desert. Yeah, the Control-Z is not working. Now, I've been doing Control-Z this entire time, and then suddenly it stopped working. I know basic hotkeys. The Microsoft whiteboard just being a little silly. Sumeru Rainforest. Keep going down. We'll do Inazuma, and that'll include like Inkanomiya. Inazuma. Oh my gosh. My keyboard isn't working. Is it my keyboard? It looks plugged in. Oh gosh. This is odd. Inazuma. Liue. And Mond. Good old Mond. There's a book about the Springvale fairy that mentions the Sealy, but it's dead now. That's why the spring water is just plain water. Yeah, that's the storybook. That was the book. It feels like Venti's playing in the background. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start from the very beginning. Here we go. All events take place in an unknown time in the past, but allegedly predates Morax's birth over 6,000 years ago. Oh my gosh, he's old. I can see you bringing in future Genshin fanatics and colleagues to help in your investigation. I think what we'll do is we'll write everything down, and then if we have any like holes, those can be future conversations. But for now, we're just going to start with the basics. We're not going to dive too deep into... Well, I say that, but knowing myself, sometimes I might get a little too carried away. So, let's start with the old world and the 7 sovereigns. So, way in the very beginning of Teyvat, there existed 7 sovereigns, and these were like dragons, primordial elemental dragons, and they each ruled over the 7 nations. So that's They all came from... Oh my gosh. You know what's tough, though? Is there's also different realms. There's the Bishop realm, the light... you know what? Pause. I think this is way out of our... Maybe we should just start in the less vague areas and then we can expand from there. How's that sound? Because I feel like things like, the political rise and fall of Mondstadt, I think will be easier to comprehend than the creation of realms. I'm including Enkanomiya in Inazuma and then the chasm in Liyue, just for the sake of simplicity. So I think I mentioned that before. I can't remember. Let's see. Let's start with the Archon War. I feel like we really should be like going backwards from like the recent past, but this is so tough. I'm just gonna go where I think I'd enjoy being. But the thing is I feel like we should start from the beginning because it's the creation of civilizations and things. I think I'll skip all of the magical, mystical hullabaloo. You got this, Rita. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to skip a couple of things. I'm going to skip talking about the 7 sovereigns, the primordial one, the coming of the second. I'm going to skip... we're going to go over to Enkanomiya, the creation of Enkanomiya. A single unified human civilization spans the whole world. This is in the New World. Enkanomiya was even before the Archons. Yes, it's in the New World where they are created. Here we go. I don't know. Do you think it'd be helpful to separate Inazuma and Enkanomiya? I'm gonna combine them because they're so closely related, I feel. If we need to create a new block, I will. Let's see. Oh gosh. I'm wondering then, should I make a different thing for the chasm? Hold on. Genshin interactive map. I think maybe... Genshin interactive world map. Let's see here. Okay. I feel like the chasm doesn't really have its... as extensive as a history. I'll do it. I'll do it anyway. I'll separate the two. So instead of... Okay, we're gonna have a whole new row. A whole new row. Okay. Yeah, so that's why I was thinking of combining Enkanomiya and Inazuma, is because most of the Enkanomiyan people are currently part of Watatsumi Island. But I think it's fine if we have a bunch of blank spaces. I think that might even be better. If we just, show how things are removed and created. So, we'll do Enkanomiya. Inazuma. Chasm. I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg. Chasm, and then Liyue, and then Mond. Mondo. Oh gosh. Why is my... Oh my gosh, a ruler. I wonder why my thingamaboop isn't working. My undo button isn't working. Oh! I guess I've reached the maximum undos. That's not good. Come here. Okay. Mond. This is gonna be crazy. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. There's a max undo. Well, my undo button stopped working after a while. So, I don't know. Oh my gosh, I can't grab this box. This is gonna bother me if I can't grab it. There we go. Uh-oh, I moved a box. There we go. Okay, back to it. There we go. Uh-oh. Here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Save and reopen ads. Okay, we'll just erase stuff at this point. Okay, back to it. The beginning of Enkanomiya. A single unified human civilization spans the whole world, which the region of... it was part of. Okay. Okay, 400 years after the primordial one appears, the primordial one finishes preparing the world, right? The primordial one and one of its shades create all animal life, and humanity creates a covenant with the primordial one. The primordial one creates a sacred plan for humanity, an era referred to as the Ark's opening. Humanity tends to the land and it flourishes, leading to a period known as the Year of Jubilee. Interesting. Huh? I'm wondering how we're gonna notate that. Okay. The Ark's opening. I feel like that's the defining event that starts the new world. Right? So it's like the old world, the Ark's opening, but it says an era referring to as the Ark's opening. Humanity tends to a land and it flourishes, leading to a period known as the Year of Jubilee. There's other years too. There's the Year of Jubilee, and then there's the Year of... I'm going to open this book. Year of Jubilee. Dum, boom, boom, boom. Before the sun and moon. Before sun and moon. Free undo trial has ended. Please insert credit card information to undo again. Could you imagine if you were paywalled for your undos? Oh my gosh. Okay. The year of the Ark's opening. It says the year of the Ark's opening, and then the year after the Ark's opening, and then the Year of Jubilee. There was hunger, the heavens would bring down food and rain. Okay. I feel like each section's gonna have to have its own stream. Gosh, because there's a lot of things that we have to talk about outside of a timeline. The Seelie were once a race with beautiful humanoid forms and great wisdom. They dwelled across the world and were tasked with guiding humanity. They built a large and prosperous civilization and erected large palaces. Where did the Seelie civilization live? That's what I want to know. And welcome in for those who are stopping by. There were 3 moons who were sisters named Arya, Sonnet, and Kennen. They dwelled in the lunar palace. What? This is new to me. Changing places 3 times a month to ride around the heavens in a silver carriage. What in the world? It says here, Heart's Desire and Moonlit Bamboo Forest. I wonder... Okay, so it looks like this falls under Liyue. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay, that was the Ark's opening in the New World. This is a lot! I don't know where to put that. Oh my gosh. Interesting. One single unified human civilization. Okay. I'm gonna put Ark opens. The Ark opens. What else? Okay. And that's 400 years after the primordial one appears. I need to have a smaller pen. This isn't gonna fly. Let's move in closer so you all can see. 400 years. Oh gosh. After primordial one. This is gonna be slow going, everyone. We'll do primordial one. P.O. Box. You thought Seelies were the lowercase g gods that died in the Archon Wars. They did die. There's the Seelie civilization as a whole does not exist anymore. Let's see. The information does come from a Liyue book. I think I'm gonna put it in Liyue, the Liyue box. Because I don't know how else to sort that. So the Covenant. Let's see. I think that just falls under the Ark's opening. That's gonna be a whole section we're gonna have to study. Ark opens, Year of Jubilee. I wish I could flip my eraser over and make that my flip my pen over and make that my eraser. Year of Jubilee. And that's a general period of humanity flourishing. Let's see, the Sealy civilization. Sealy, oh gosh, that's not how you spell civilization. Sealy civilization guides humanity. This is a little do you know we're all studying for our Ancient Teyvat History 101 course at the academia. This is like a first year course, and if you can't get this right, you're not ready to go into the rest of the academia. So we have to pass. We have to do it. Okay, so we should just do an endurance all-nighter like study stream. Will this be on the final exam? It very well could be. So the Sealy civilization guides humanity, and under the Liyue banner, we'll go, and I should probably mark this as Liyue so I don't forget. There was the Lunar Palace and the 3 Moon Sisters. Lunar Palace and the 3 Moon Sisters. I don't know if that's going to be all that important. Okay, next section of the New World is Second Throne of Heavens. Here we go. An individual known as the Second One Who Came, or the Second Throne of the Heavens, appears. Okay, so this is the fight between the first guy and the second guy. I'm going to call it Primordial One and the second one. That's how we're going to do it. So, and the Second One Who Came, which results in the destruction of heaven and earth. So this is like the bad part. This is the bad part of the New World. So I'm going to do a different color to signify that we've kind of now reached a second half. Because the blue, I think, is going to signify that sort of like year of Jubilee, that period of time where humanity existed peacefully. And then I think the red will signify the Second Who Came, or the Second Throne of the Heavens appears. Okay. So we'll do this. We'll do it in red. Oh gosh. We're not fully sure if Primordial One won. I see. I think it just resulted in the heavens being destroyed. The Primordial One... oh, hold on. Let's do this. We'll do it without the dots. I think that'd be too confusing. Primordial One versus the second one. War, I guess. And the destruction of heaven and earth. Destruction of heaven and earth. So there's kind of 2 eras in the New World era. It's 2 sections. There's the peaceful section and then the not so peaceful section. What's the Fatui's history? I don't think we've reached that part yet. I think we're still very much in the beginnings of humanity on Teyvat. I decided to skip the non-human part. It's a little vague at the moment, so I'll come back to that. Your theory is the sustainer is the second one who came. Oh! Yeah, so I told you all about how this was the last time we talked about Genshin. Genshin pulls a lot from real life culture and real life religion and mysticism, and a lot of the Mondstadt sort of mysticism is drawn from Gnosticism, obviously, with the Gnosis and the Archons and Celestia being the false god. It's very interesting. And then you have, all these other, I guess, draws from real life cultures and, I guess, ideas. It's really interesting. But we'll get to those later, because right now, again, remember, we're just focusing on the timeline as present. We'll dive into the meat and potatoes of like everything later. Right now we're just trying to pass History of Teyvat 101. Okay, this is entry-level academia stuff. We just gotta start from the beginning. But yes, the world was peaceful until it wasn't. That's right, y'all. Let's see. Okay, so this war starts and Enkanomiya falls into the ocean. So we'll go here. Enkanomiya falls into the ocean because what was I going to say? I have a lot of thoughts on the concept of the restriction of knowledge as part of the whole like Celestia and the sky being fake, and I have a lot of thoughts on it, but that'll be for later. And I'll as we go over some of these events, I'll kind of hint at the different things in Teyvat's history that point me towards that. Because I said I was going to do it later, but I'll do it now. The primordial one, when he created this covenant with humanity, part of that covenant was he would, or they, I don't know, the primordial one would provide humanity with everything they would ever want, right? The sacred plan for humanity. But with a caveat that they I think it was like they have to abide by some sort of, they have to like listen to some sort of rule he has. They can't, let's see, hold on. Here we go. The one taboo was to succumb to temptation. But the path of temptation had already been sealed. I had to pull up the book. It says, if there was hunger, the heavens would bring down food and rain. If there was poverty, the earth would bring forth its riches. If melancholy were to spread, the heavens would reply with their voices. The one taboo was to succumb to temptation, but the path of temptation had already been sealed. And I think that idea of temptation is, at least in Teyvat's realm, is like knowledge and like realizing the truth of the world, I guess. And I was gonna continue about more Teyvat stuff with that. Where was I gonna go? There's more events in Teyvat that kind of go in line with that. But I lost my train of thought. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. But I think this idea of knowledge and the restriction of knowledge comes up a lot in the game. Okay, back to where we were. So, Enkanomiya falls after the war. Whoever emerged victorious and took control of the heavens forbade knowledge of the history. See? Whoever emerged victorious and took control. It says whoever though, so we don't know who won. But I think maybe it's the second one. I think the second one perhaps emerged victorious. That's my assumption. It's in the game, but even then we don't have access. I know. Crazy. When the people of oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, but look, it says, when the people of Enkanomiya attempt to return to the surface a year after building the Dainichi Mikoshi, they are unable to find a way out. They believe the power of prohibition to be the work of the primordial one and conclude that the primordial one emerged victorious over the second one who came. I see. There we go. Dainichi Mikoshi is a sub-area in Enkanomiya Inazuma. It is an artificial sun that was created by Abaraku no Mikoto in order to protect Byaku Yakoku from the baptismal bishops. So many place names. Okay. Byaku Yakoku is gosh, hold on. Let me Google this. I remember this now. Oh my gosh. What is Byaku Yakoku? Midnight sun or white night is used in the location's original name. Interesting. Is it just another name for Enkanomiya? Let's see. Yes, that's what the Dainichi Mikoshi is. I think we established that it's a fake sun. Let's see here. They believe this power of prohibition. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, this is also when Morax was born. Oh my gosh. I think I'm gonna switch colors again. Because that's just how my brain works. We're not gonna worry too much about having rhyme or reason. We're just gonna write things down and hope for the best. Let's see. Okay. When the people of Enkanomiya attempt to return to the surface a year after... Okay, so Enkanomiya falls into the ocean, and because they're in the ocean, they build the Dainichi Mikoshi to protect themselves while they're in the ocean. This is a whole other thing. We'll highlight this as something we need to dive into more. Like Enkanomiya's specific history. You know what? What if we just did it... I'm like, we could do it region by region, too. Let me see... about region histories. Here we go. Enkanomiya. Okay. E. Where is it? Would it just fall under... Hold on. All items. Here we go. The sky in Tevat is fake. Yeah, it's crazy because the idea of the sky being fake has been there since like the very beginning. Back when I played that quest that Scaramouche cameoed in, I didn't think too much about it. I thought he was just being edgy. I thought he was just being like, oh, I know more than you do. Okay, Divine Envoy era in Enkanomiya. Hold on. Are we in New World? Okay, here we go. We are. Okay. Is severed from the surface world. I've fallen into just doing Enkanomiya now. Okay. Where is the... Okay. Divine Envoy era. It's currently assumed that the Divine Envoy era occurred after the second throne of the heavens, which is what we have in green. Since Enkanomiya, which fell during that conflict, is said to have minimal influence from divine envoys. Okay, we're gonna operate on that assumption. Here we go. Hoyoverse was just playing the long con. I know, my gosh. Also, do you mind that you can't see chat? I feel bad. I was gonna just show that. I was just gonna show my sheet in, occasionally, my worksheet. But I can move chat over if you'd like. Let's see. Enkanomiya falls into the ocean. Oh, there's a lot. It's okay. We'll condense. We're now moving on to the Divine Envoy era of Enkanomiya. We're gonna have to go box by box. The people of Enkanomiya clash with the Dragonair of the Depths, bishops who fled into the ocean depths after the Primordial One defeated the 7 sovereigns of the old world. Because there was no light in the ocean depths, the bishops had a great advantage. Istaroth, the Undying Wind, and presumably one of the Primordial One's 4 shining shades, is the only one who does not forsake the people of Enkanomiya, as they're able to detect her Undying Wind from the depths of the ocean. Okay. I'm gonna read it all first, and then I'm gonna notate how I want to write this down. Shiny says I look at chat enough as it is. That's fair. This reminds me of your uni days. Can't see what's on the whiteboard despite sitting in the front. I haven't written anything yet. I can zoom in closer though. How's that? The sage Abaraku, originally known as Abrax, builds the Dainichi Mikoshi, which is dubbed Helios, creating an artificial light to drive away the bishops. It is believed that Istaroth granted Abrax wisdom. Isn't Istaroth the time and wind god? So one of the 4 shades. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, oh my gosh, my web browser is thinking. I don't have that many tabs open. I wonder why it's taking so long to think. Close that. Okay, let's see. I'll just do another. I'll just go back to blue. Okay. I really need to, short this. Enkanomiya. Clashes. Dragonair of the Depths. my gosh. Is the moniker of baptismal bishops. Okay, Enkanomiya clashes with baptismal bishops. And these are the bishops that fled into the ocean. After the primordial one defeated the 7 sovereigns. Oh! After the primordial one defeated the 7 sovereigns of the old world. We should probably write that down. That the 7 sovereigns were defeated. Was that? Oh no, we did. We did. Okay. I'm not thinking correctly. Yeah. It was gosh. Now I'm kind of confused. Let me go back. Oh no, let's see. It's Genshin Lore. Trying to load everything takes a while. That's true. Is it that okay. Hold on. I have to go back. It's the 7 sovereigns, and the primordial one arrives, and the primordial one battles the 7 sovereigns. Okay. Gotcha. Back to Inazuma's history. Or Enkanomiya's history. And welcome in to those who just popped in. My brain is thinking, okay. So, the bishops fled. Bishops fled into Ocean 2. Istaroth, the Undying Wind, and presumably one of the primordial one's 4 shining shades, is the only one who did not forsake the people of Enkanomiya, as they're able to detect her Undying Wind from the depths of the ocean. Did Istaroth, help them at all? Let's see. In Enkanomiya. Here we go. Story in Enkanomiya. After Enkanomiya fell into its death, their pleas and prayers went unanswered by the primordial one. Only Istaroth continued to answer them. Here we go. Istaroth, and we'll highlight Istaroth because we'll probably have to have a section where because we'll probably do a timeline. We'll probably have another sheet that's just major, important, characters or beings or names. We'll probably do places as well. Anything we can do to make a better understanding. You're a mad lad for this task. I do try. I have fun. Doing stuff like this. Istaroth answers. Istaroth is the only one that answers their pleas. Istaroth is the only shade that hears their pleas. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's a little bit too much, but it's okay. Sage Abaraku builds the Dainichi Mikoshi. Sage Abaraku builds the Dainichi Mikoshi to drive away the bishops. Also, I'm curious, is anyone out there studying or doing work right now? Maybe you're just relaxing. It is believed that Istaroth granted Abrax wisdom. Wisdom granted to Abaraku by Istaroth. I'm gonna become such an expert after this. Okay. And then a year after the Dainichi Mikoshi is built, people attempt to find a way back, but they can't. There's a ban. That's right. Okay, so here's the ban. Okay, so they find themselves unable to return. And the people of Enkanomiya believe it's because the primordial one refuses to let them back into out of the ocean because they know of things that happened during the war. It's presumed that that's why they are not able to return. So let's write that down. 1 year after Dainichi Mikoshi Primordial One bands. Enkanomiya people banned by Primordial One from returning. They know too much about the war. And that's why it's presumed that the Primordial One had defeated the one who came. The second one who came. Serpent and the Drakes of Toko Yokoku. Let's read this article. Yeah, they know too much. You're cleaning while listening? Oh, good. I'm glad. Nice, productive little day. Welcome in, Occupation. How's it going? Let's see here. Okay, we're not going to dive too much into that, actually. I don't want to worry about that too much. Oh, my tabs are taking so long to load. I wonder why. Okay. And then a cabal of... cabal? Can someone define that? Cabal of corrupt nobles manipulates the people of Enkanomiya into worshipping the Dainichi Mikoshi as a god and chose a child to be the sun child and rule over the land. The sun children were puppet rulers controlled by these nobles, Abrax, and later Spartacus, opposed the corrupt nobles only to be imprisoned by the sun children. Ah, okay. How are we gonna notate this? The sun children. So this is after, I guess, the creation of the sun children and Abrax imprisoned. Yeah. Okay. Creation of the sun children and Abrax imprisoned. I guess we should write Spartacus down here too. Cabal, a secret political clique or faction, mostly used for evil plot types groups. Ah, I see. Abrax and Spartacus imprisoned. So that's all the Enkanomiya stuff in Inazuma. So let's go down to other islands of Inazuma. Oh, wow. That's just two of the thingamaboops here. Okay, so we have okay. Enkanomiya fell into the ocean in the previous era, and that begins the Divine Envoy era. Or not, that doesn't begin the Divine Envoy era, but the next bits happen in the Divine Envoy era. Enkanomiya clashes with the bishops that fell into the ocean from the war, who were fleeing from the war. They thought they were abandoned, but it turns out Istaroth was the only shade that was listening to their pleas. That's why they worship Istaroth. Sage Abaraku builds the Dainichi Mikoshi to drive away the bishops, and that wisdom was granted to Abaraku by Istaroth. A year after the building of the Dainichi Mikoshi, Enkanomiya people started to... Hello! Welcome in, Raiders! Oh my gosh, welcome. What an exciting stream to join in on, right? Oh my gosh, but welcome in. I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly. Cyber Angel, Rita Kamishiro at your service. Let me do my raid screen real quickly. Well, nothing like more reading for our new viewers. But welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Today we're doing a Genshin Lore Study. So, do we have any fans of Genshin Impact? Any Genshin Impact fans? We're studying the history of Genshin Impact. We're currently on... What our plan is to divide things into areas and times. So we decided to start with Enkanomiya. That was the first place that kind of has a set history. And then we're going to go through the different sections of time. And then once we have everything about Enkanomiya written down, we'll go to another area of Teyvat. Yeah, you better get out your notes. It's a big subject. Yeah, we're just talking about a video game. But thank you for the raid. You know, what should I say? I'm currently celebrating my 2-year anniversary with PRISM Project. Tomorrow I'll be celebrating with my genmate Luto Araka, and it's gonna be great. I'm trying to think of things that I've done recently. I've put out covers pretty often, so if you want to check out my most recent cover, which was a cover of Daitan Futeki ni Koi Shitai. I sang it with Heidi, Lady, and Yura. We sang it all together. It was really fun. Released that back in February. And yeah, I do a lot of stuff here. I play a lot of games. I like to host big events. Like to sing some songs, play some games, like to try voice acting, things like that. But yes, we're doing video game history. So I hope that suits your fancy. If not, that's okay. Doesn't have to be your cup of tea. I'm just glad you stopped by. We're getting back into it. Let me do a poll. Do you like Genshin Impact? Do you? I hope so. Do you like Genshin Impact? Question mark. Yes or no? Here we go. Where was I in my summary of the Enkanomiya area? So, 1 year after they built the Dainichi Mikoshi to repel the bishops that were, I guess, harming them, they tried to go back from the depths of the ocean, and they found out that they were banned from returning by the primordial one. And it's presumed that they were banned because they knew too much about the war. Yes. And then there was also the creation of the Sun Children, which was kind of a proxy ruler, if you will. There was a group of corrupt nobles who tricked everyone into worshipping this artificial sun, which is the Dainichi Mikoshi. They tricked people into worshipping that false sun. And their, I guess, proxy ruler that they ruled through these people was the Sun Children. Abrax, the one we talked about previously, Abaraku, Sage Abaraku, he and it says later Spartacus. Is Spartacus just like his successor, or let's see, was a leader of the resistance against the Sun Children. Okay. Ah, wow. Interesting. There's a character named Adonis. There's a lot of like, mythological sort of, not mythological, but there's lots of like, references to other names. How is he related to Abrax? I guess they were just both part of the resistance. Okay. So that's it for Enkanomiya in the Divine Envoy era. There's a whole side quest for Spartacus. I feel like I did it, I just don't remember. There's so much in Genshin Impact that I don't remember. Okay. Now the other islands of Inazuma. Yay! Okay, so now we've moved on from Enkanomiya. We're gonna go to Inazuma. So Tsurumi Island was built in connection with Celestia. A civilization in Tsurumi Island was built and had a connection with Celestia. A similar civilization was found beneath Seirai Island. So I'm going to say civilizations in Tsurumi Island and Seirai Island were built in connection with Celestia. That's my note. Civilizations in... Oh gosh, this is getting really small, isn't it? There's a side quest where you talk to all the Sun Children. I feel like I did that before, but I can't remember. It was a long time ago that I did the Enkanomiya stuff. Civilizations in Tsurumi and Seirai Island built in connection with Celestia. There we go. However many years ago, in the area that is now north of Mount Yogo, Narukami Island, a kingdom built on sand had a foolish ruler who wanted to build a high garden in honor of the white sakura tree. The kingdom was swept away by floods. Let's see. Let's read the book. The book is Court of Flowing Sand. This is the lore for Court of Flowing Sand. I want to get to the point of Genshin lore where someone can just be like, tell me about this domain. And I can tell them the history of that court. I'm like, okay, well, Court of Flowing Sand exists in Inazuma, in the northern area by this island, on this island. And the history of it is blah, 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 blah. I want to be able to do that sort of stuff off the top of my head. Is there a benefit to that? No. Absolutely not. There is no professional reason for me to need to know all this stuff at the top of my head. But will I feel so good about myself? Absolutely. So I'm gonna do it. Let's see. Okay. History. History. They don't show much. They just have like the challenge features. Maybe if I go down the trivia section. It is fun, and that's all that matters. You just got an achievement in Genshin called Oh, the Humanity. What is that? What is that achievement? Okay. Where's the book? Hold on. Looking at this altar where gold dust flows into eternity, our enemies are vulnerable to geo attacks. Interesting. You think they have staff at like Hoyoverse that just memorize Genshin lore like this? If so, are they hiring? Okay, I don't know if I want to include that. I don't know if it's particularly... Maybe I'll just do a catch-all of like there are various kingdoms, because... It is unclear when the following civilizations existed, so they've been tentatively placed under the Divine Envoy area. Let's put like a little mark for... We don't know. What time? Maybe we'll put a little clock. That looks like a clock, right? That's our little clock to show us that we don't really know when that existed. So that's our little caveat there. A great flood ravaged the land, leaving only a few islands left. These islands are Narukami Island, Kanazuka, Yashiori Island, Seirai Island, and Tsurumi Island. Watatsumi Island was created by Urubashi toward the end of the Archon War and therefore does not exist yet. Okay, good to know. We need access to the Genshin Lore Study material they give to new Hoyoverse employees. Imagine you start your new job at Hoyoverse and they're like, hello, welcome to onboarding. First, you can do compliance training. You can set up your, all of this and that. And also, you need to take the Genshin Lore course. Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, I guess I can include that one kingdom. Let's see. A kingdom built on sand. A kingdom was swept away by floods. Well, that falls underneath the Great Flood. Great Flood. I guess I should put it in all caps. Okay. Great Flood. Oh ho! What is the area that is north of Mount Yogo Narukami Island? Hold on, let me search up the map. Where is Yogo Narukami Island? I need the names. Why are the place names not showing up on the map? Let me pull up a different map. Genshin Interactive Map. Okay. Here we go. Oh my gosh. This is so exciting. This is so fun. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Lots of foreshadowing. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Skip tutorial. Okay. Alright. What's that one clip from Parks and Rec where I forgot his name. The guy goes to Home Depot or something and a worker comes up to him and he's like, hello sir, is there anything I can help you with? And he just goes, I know more than you. That's me looking up this map. I know how to use this. I don't need a tutorial on how to use the map. North of Mount Yogo. So let me turn on the domain locations. Is that this one? Court of Flowing Sand, right? That's what we were looking at. Okay. On Narukami Island. Okay. North of Mount Yogo. Okay. Where's the tab that he needed? So the Great Flood wipes everything. Okay, only remaining islands. Okay, wait, oh gosh. Here we go. How do I find this map? Just search up Genshin Interactive Map and it's like a Hoyoverse one. Great Flood. Let's see. Only remaining islands are Narukami Island. Narukami Island. Kanazuka Yashiori Island. Yashiori Island. Seirai Island. Why did I write island when I didn't write it for the other parts? Seirai Island and Tsurumi Island. I'm gonna ignore the part of the kingdom because that was just part of the... Gosh, I mean, I guess I should include it. Nat. Well, I'm gonna feel bad if I don't include it now. A kingdom existed near the court of flowing sand. A kingdom existed near court of flowing sand. Destroyed by flood. There we go. And that's it for this era. We get to move on. We've only gotten like 3-4 boxes. This is gonna be crazy. Okay. Alright. Pre-Archon War. Woohoo! Get hyped, everyone. So Inkanomiya is the top one, and then Inazuma is the bottom one. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh boy. Okay. However many years ago, the Tanuki, creatures native to Inazuma, evolve and gain sentience. So we're not in Inkanomiya anymore. So we'll go back. We're gonna go back down to this one. Okay. The Kitsune immigrate from mainland to Vat and attempt to colonize the islands, instigating a war between the Tanuki and Kitsune over control of Inazuma. And then 1600 years later, the Tanuki Kitsune War finally comes to an end. Okay. That's a major event. So, Tanuki Kitsune War. Oh, wow. War. How long ago? We don't know. It does have an end. So it lasted. We do know how long it lasts. Lasted 1600 years. Okay, the Tanuki Kitsune War finally comes to an end after 1600 years of fighting after negotiating a truce. The Tanuki refuse to admit a loss in the war, but cede the giant thunder Sakura, likely the sacred Sakura, to the Kitsune. Over the course of the war, the Tanuki and Kitsune's constant transformations and trickery led members of both groups to become confused on their original identities and allegiances. This resulted in the emergence of humans? Huh? Toki Alley Tales. Let's read that. That is confusing, to say the least. Let's read into how that happened, because I might need to write that down in my notes. Goodness. I think at this point we're only going to be able to cover Inazuma and Inkanomiya. But wasn't technically humanity born with the primordial ones? Humanity already existed. Yeah, I think humanity even existed before. Well, let's see. Because remember, the arc opening was the covenant between Primordial One and humanity. And that covenant being that the Primordial One would provide humanity everything that they would ever need, provided that they don't fall into temptation. And it was also during the New World that the Seelie civilization guided humanity as well. So I'm gonna read about it. And Inazuma is weird, it's so far away from the mainland. But the thing is, let me read it. Okay, we're not reading about Spartacus, we're reading Toki Alley Tales. Okay, a book collection found across Inazuma. Here we go. The Tanuki. This is why we gotta go back to the primary resources. Maybe it's two different kinds of humans. Who knows? Well, let's read what the book says. They say that in the past, before the fragile and short-lived mortals had crossed over the sea to these lands. Okay, yeah. So... interesting. Okay. But where is Enkanomiya? Wait, so the humans only existed in mainland Teyvat? Is that what I'm understanding? And with the war between the primordial one and the second one, many of those humans fled into the ocean, which was in Enkanomiya, but no one had gone over to the islands of Inazuma. Let's see. Okay, Tanuki were lazy and fickle by nature, never worried about tomorrow, la-di-da-di-da. Kitsune arrived by sea and into a great war that lasted first for 800 and then another 800 years, both sides suffering casualties, until eventually the only option was to hold peace talks. The Tanuki are a stubborn bunch, and to this day still don't admit defeat. What if I just did like a lecture series where I just do... sign up for my Genshin history class, and each day you come into class, you'll learn a new bit of history. We could have an entire lecture about the Tanuki Kitsune War. Okay, something about humanity. Where are we gonna... let's see. Control F, human. They say too that human history began as drunken Tanuki nonsense. Yoichi's tale. The Tengu's name is Yoichi, and she lives in Hanamizaka on a small side street called Toki Alley. Okay, in theory, someone who enjoys alcohol enough to start a business selling it should know a thing or two about it. This applies as much to yokai as to humans. Okay. Worst, in all her days in the human realm, she has never ridden herself of her awful Tengu habits. Sometimes she'll get drunk and stir up trouble among other yokai or kidnap him. Okay. It looks like they existed separately. The yokai and human folk of Toki Alley see her quite differently. Because when they say realm, do they mean like a different dimension, or just like they live totally different lives? You know what I mean? Interesting. Inazuma prehistory is weird. They have Konrian machines and also old civilization architecture ruins. I see. Yeah. I'm confused now. This resulted in the emergence of humans. Interesting. Maybe we'll have to come back to that. We're very confused on Tanuki Kitsune War. So, Kitsune immigrate from the mainland. Immigrate. I spelled that wrong. And it was a truce, right? It ended in a truce. Yeah. Truce. You can't read that. Oh my gosh, my handwriting is so bad. Truce negotiated. Okay. You'd say a different plane like the Adepti in our teapot. Okay, so it can definitely interact. Humans and yokai, or like Kitsune and Tanuki. But they exist on separate realms, but they can cross over into one another. Yeah. But for now, we'll just put the Tanuki Kitsune War. I don't think we need to particularly dive too much into that. Emergence. I will put a note though. Emergence of humans? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And we'll dive into that later. Tsurumi Island. We're almost to the Archon War, everyone, in terms of Inazuma and Enkanomiya. Nothing happened in Enkanomiya in this era. So, let's see here. Okay, Tsurumi... the civilization on Tsurumi Island ends. Tsurumi Island civilization ends. Unknown means. Unknown means. Okay, an eagle known as the Thunderbird spots a fog-covered Tsurumi Island and decides to make its home there. At some point, objects fall from the heavens, possibly the divine nail, one of which lands on Tsurumi Island. This temporarily clears up the fog, only for the fog to return in even greater force later. Humans on the island begin gathering the Thunderbirds, shed feathers, and worship it, but the bird does not think much of them. The people learn to use Maushiro to locate each other amidst the fog, and they feared and worshipped the eagle. However, the Thunderbird paid them no heed, seeing them as no different from the other animals. Interesting. So the civilization as a whole in Tsurumi Island ends, but there's still a few humans there. I'm just reading what the Wikipedia says. It comes to an end through an unknown means. And then an eagle known as the Thunderbird spots a fog-covered Tsurumi Island. Let's see. Thunderbird arrives at Tsurumi Island. Divine Nail. I'm gonna open up the Divine Nail page. Okay. These nails contain immense power and are capable of affecting the ley lines in the areas where they are located. According to various legends, they were cast down by the primordial one to heal the land following the war between it and the second one who came, but they also devastated the mortal realm. Interesting. Story. Thousands of years ago, okay, the war between the primordial one and the second one who came caused the destruction of heaven and earth. In the aftermath, the primordial one cast down the divine nails to mend the land and suppress the dark poison, highly implied to relate to the secrets of the skies and the abyss that the invaders had brought. However, this also had devastating effects on the civilizations that still existed on the mortal realm. Interesting. So, he's just still sending down nails? Interesting. Destruction of heaven and earth. In the aftermath, the primordial one cast down the divine nails to mend the land. And bye! Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming by. Let's see. In the aftermath, the primordial one cast down the divine nails to mend the land and suppress the dark poison. Oh, interesting. So there's just chunks of divine nail that fall. It says possibly. It's an assumption. Celestia is depicted in one of the murals below the island, and the object fits the description of the nail. Yeah, yes, exactly. Like the chasm nail and the skyfrost nail, yes. One of which, okay, hold on. Interesting. So they were sent down by the primordial one to mend the land. What is this dark poison? Highly implied to relate to the secrets of the skies and the abyss. Interesting. Okay. Again, that idea of suppressing the secrets and the truth about the skies and the abyss. Interesting. I guess we'll write that down. We'll highlight that as part of the Inazuma notes. Thunderbird arrives at Tsurumi Island, worshipped by islanders. And then we'll make a note. Divine nails temporarily clear fog. Okay, and then we need to highlight divine nails, because that's going to be its own thing later. Yeah, you can climb on the divine nails that are found in Tibet. That is correct. Dark poison must be abyssal matter or energy. Yeah, I think so. Okay, now we're going to move on to Archon War. Yay! This is a lot, isn't it? And we're not even close to being done. I think we're only going to be able to get through Inazuma today. Okay. Oh boy, Archon War, everybody's favorite. Hopefully we can fit everything in. So, this has to do with the Raiden twins, Orobashi, and all that stuff. So there's some stuff that is question marks. Okay, hopefully we can fit everything. We'll have to make these really short. 2,000 years ago, the twin gods, Raiden Makoto, Baal, and Raiden A, Beelzebub, slay other gods in the Inazuma region. A, although the stronger fighter believed, I should have said, spoiler alert, by the way. This is definitely not going to be free of spoilers. A, though the stronger fighter, believed Makoto to be better suited for the role of Archon and sacrifices her body so Makoto can ascend to Celestia. Makoto becomes the first Electro Archon, the god of transience. Okay, so let's write that. Let's put that one down. So Raiden twins destroy all Inazuma gods. Makoto ascends to Celestia. Makoto ascends and first Electro Archon. Sorry for my... You know what I should do? And Makoto ascends and is first Electro Archon. There we go. Haven't done Inazuma yet, so I'm gonna head out. Okay, thanks for stopping by. The time frame of the Inazuma Archon War is a bit iffy. Yes. But we're just gonna all put them in this general box, which was within the Archon War. So maybe the bullet points won't be in order, but it all happened within. Yes. Yeah, pretty much. As I've mentioned before, I think I mentioned this in the Genshin PowerPoint stream. Yes, in a nutshell, the Archon War, 7 seats opened up and basically they fought for it. Yes, it was a survival of the fittest, if you will. Yeah. So, in a nutshell, you saw a video on this section. Ooh, do share. I love watching Genshin Lore videos. But yeah, that's how I usually sum up the Archon War for anyone who asks what the war was. But let's keep going. Let's see. Makoto uses her new powers to recall A's divine will and reforge her body. A becomes her body double. And most people in Teyvat gain the impression that there was only one god. Baal. Oh. Interesting. A reforged. Let's see. A's body reforged. A sacrificed her body and was later reforged by Makoto. A sacrificed her body. Yeah, we're discussing Genshin Impact Lore. That is correct. A sacrificed her body so that Makoto could ascend. Sacrificed her body, later reforged by Makoto as her body double. As her body double. Okay, that's all they have about the Raiden twins for now. Now, Orobashi. So, 2,000 years ago, another assumption 2. It is unclear when exactly Orobashi fled to the Dark Sea and later created Watatsumi Island, or when it was defeated. Orobashi peacefully lived under Baal's rule for a while, which means it was alive after Makoto ascended to the Electro Archon, to becoming the Electro Archon, but it was stated to have died during the Archon War. This indicates that both Makoto's rise to Electro Archon and Orobashi's death occurred before the official end of the Archon War 2,000 years ago. Interesting. And bye, Kay. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Orobashi flees from an unknown region to the nation of Byakuyakoku. Specifically, the Serpent's Bowels. Gosh. It stayed there for a while until a child from the underground nation, which is in Kanomiya. Okay. Byaku Yakoku is in Kanomiya. So Orobashi flees from Inazuma to I'm just gonna have one name for everything, which is Enkanomiya. Specifically, the Serpent's Bowels. It stayed there for a while until a child from the underground nation found it and asked it to become their god. Together, they fought the Sun Child's reign. Who was this kid? Was this kid a Sun Child? Interesting. I'm gonna search this up. Can someone see? So Orobashi flees from Inazuma to Enkanomiya, meets a child. They fight the Sun Children and win. After which it became Orobashi no Mikoto and the Watatsumi Omikami, great god of the oceans. So many names. We're not going to worry about name changes. So, in a nutshell, Orobashi flees from Inazuma to Enkanomiya. A kid finds it, and together they remove the Sun Children reign. Which, if you remember, the reign of the Sun Children began in the New World. No. It began... yes, I was in the Divine Envoy era. Okay, wow, that's a long time. There's an overlap. So I guess we can go here. We'll do Orobashi flees to Enkanomiya. Yeah. Orobashi fled from Inazuma. That way we have a connection. And meets overthrows Sun Children with a child that they met. I guess we should talk about how asked by an Enkanomiya kid to become their god. Together overthrew the Sun Children. Yes, the Sun Children. So that's the end of the Sun Children in Genshin. Was Celestia scared of other gods that Celestia might be overthrown by them if they were bound together? Was that why they appealed to greed and caused the war? Perhaps. Well, because the Archons, I think so. I think to some degree, Celestia didn't want people to... Again, it's back to that suppression of knowledge. That idea that the Primordial One was talking about, you know, you could have anything you could ever want with the caveat that you don't fall into temptation. Because, remember, Celestia, this is related to the Cataclysm. Celestia sent down the Archons to destroy Conria because they knew too much. In a nutshell, they knew too much. They became a godless nation. They had researchers who were researching into things that they shouldn't have known. And Celestia sent the Archons to destroy Conria. Interesting. When did life begin in the world of Tevat? In the old world. We didn't really cover that, but like humanity begins. That's what I'm really confused about with the New World, because with the opening of the Ark, I don't know if that's also the creation of humanity, because the Ark opening is that idea of that covenant that the Primordial One had. He told humanity, like, I will give you everything you want if you don't fall into temptation. But the thing is, did humanity already exist before that, or was that the beginning of humanity? Because it sounded like he was just, like, making a deal with humanity or something. But life, as in, like, you know, dragons and stuff, that's all the way from the beginning, or the old world. Oh my gosh, we're not even anywhere close to being complete. Okay. All right. Together they overthrew the Sun Children. And, oh gosh, time's flying. I really want to finish the Inazuma stuff, but I have a meeting to go to. Let's see. On the hour. So, We'll have a very short super chat reading so we can keep doing more lore study. It does give you Dark Souls. One gives you the Immortal Ageless Dragons before the Age of Man. Oh, it does give you Dark Souls 1 with the Immortal Ageless Dragons before the Age of Man. Yeah, something similar. And bye, Sal. Thanks for stopping by. It is supposed that the ban placed by the Primordial One must have been weakened to allow Orobashi to fall to Byaku Yakoku. That makes sense. Remember, there was that separation of Enkanomiya. Is Enkanomiya the location, like the general area, and Byaku Yakoku was the name of the civilization, the nation that lived in Enkanomiya? I think for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna switch between the two occasionally. Before there were the Primordial One, yes, there was the 7 sovereigns, and the Primordial One arrived and overtook the 7 sovereigns, the 7 Dragon Kings. Yes. Let's see here. Okay, Orobashi supposedly stayed with the people for a while before leading them back to the surface. It used its power to bolster the Dainichi Mikoshi to have a stronger light and eliminate the threat of the Dragon Heir of the Depths. It also supervised the research of the Dragon Heirs, now called the Baptismal Bishops. Okay. Orobashi strengthens... Oh my gosh, that's a different pen color. Orobashi strengthens Dainichi Mikoshi. All of these like shortened shorthand type stuff. Sounds about right? Okay. That makes sense. Everything in Enkanomiya has 3 names: Inazuman, Greco-Roman, and native names. Yeah, because they have names. They have like people like Spartacus and Adonis in there. And leads... I guess I should change Enkanomiya to Byaku Yakoku. But I feel like I'm so used to calling it Enkanomiya. People out. People to surface. Okay. Supervise the research of the Dragon Heirs, now called the Baptismal Bishops. We'll keep that off of the list. The Divine Priestess was chosen among the Sea Daughters who collected pearls, and was likely the origin of the Sangonomiya clan. Other clans, like the Yuna clan, also originated from Enkanomiya. Sea Daughters who collected pearls. Okay. The Divine Priestess. In the days when the many clans first saw the light of day, right, when Orobashi first led people into the surface, and all these clans were, formed from that. It says, Omikami, who's Omikami? Chose shrine. No, Omikami is Orobashi. Right, we remembered that. Omikami is Orobashi. Chose shrine maidens from. We should highlight Orobashi so we can have a list of all of Orobashi's different names. Orobashi chose shrine maidens from among the people of the sea. The Island Songs of History, the first divine priestess, was once one of the Sea Daughters who collected pearls. Okay, so they were just shrine maidens chosen by Orobashi, right? Keeping it consistent is fine since they are the same thing. Exactly. For our sake of understanding. Okay, cool. Go back to the timeline. Let's see. Clans created from fleeing Enkanomiya. So at this point, they've left Enkanomiya. They were able to get out. Clans created from Enkanomiya. Divine Priestess. Chosen by Orobashi. Origin of Sangonomiya clan? Question mark. Sangonomiya clan. Question mark. You have a theory. What's your theory? Uniclan formed. Question mark. Orobashi had its people adapted to Narukami's language and culture to be prepared for a new life above the sea. Okay, cool. Orobashi creates Watatsumi Island out of the core... okay, so this is where Watatsumi Island was created. Remember we talked about the Great Flood? The islands that were left after the Great Flood didn't include Watatsumi Island because Watatsumi Island hadn't been created yet. This is where Watatsumi Island. Have I done the new Archon quest yet? Oh, the one with, what's his face? With the kid. And the quest also had, Dane. Yeah, I did it. It was really intense. I played it on stream, if you all want to watch my reaction. Oh my gosh. Let's see. No mythos is complete without a great flood. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Orobashi creates Watatsumi Island. Okay, so I guess then we should switch back to... Inazuma. Okay, so then we'll... Orobashi flees to Enkanomiya and returns with people. And then we'll go from here. Oh yeah. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Orobashi creates Watatsumi Island out of the coral that grew from its body, allowing them to live above the surface once more as part of the Inazuma archipelago. On the last day of Enkanomiya, before the people relocated above the sea... Oh. Okay. On the last day of Enkanomiya, before the people relocated above the sea, envoys from Kanria, along with the Ruin Guard, came and stole the book before Sun and Moon, a book that Orobashi personally placed a ban. Ante found them and prevented the loss of the book, but was also critically injured. Oh. And thank you for the link, Shiny. Hero of Time says, I hope we get diving mechanics in Fontaine. That would be so cool. Okay, let me wrap up this section and then I have to wrap up stream so I can go to my meeting. Let's see. This is only a fraction of it. Did you all enjoy this? We can do a continuation of this. Maybe we'll do an endurance stream or something. I don't know how interesting that would be though. Let's see. I could also do this outside. I can do more in between. And then maybe the next time you see the study stream, it'll be like filling in the gaps. I'm so busy though. In preparing for, all of the Gen 2, celebration stuff. Okay. Orobashi creates Watatsumi Island. And on the last day of Enkanomiya, before the people relocated above the sea, and leads Enkanomiya people to surface. Envoys. Okay. Last day. On the last day of Enkanomiya, Kanria envoys stole before Sun and Moon. But it was retrieved by Ante. Okay. Kanria envoys. Here. We'll put leads Enkanomiya people to surface. Orobashi leads people to surface. Hello, Matt's an Animal. Welcome in. Even with an endurance stream, I wonder if we can scratch the surface. Honestly, I don't think so. It's gonna be tough. Kanria envoys attempt to steal before Sun and Moon book. On the last day of Enkanomiya. Ante retrieves it. Or prevents it. Prevents its theft. Okay. Orobashi's people call this island Sangonomiya, so we need to go down back to Inazuma. Let's see. I guess then we can go like this. Did I select all of it? I did. Move it down. Creation of Watatsumi Island. Orobashi's people call this land Sangonomiya and themselves the Sangonomiya clan. They begin calling Byaku, Yakoku, and Kanomiya to contrast it with Sangonomiya. Ah, okay. So that's the naming thingamaboo. Okay. So Orobashi creates Watatsumi Island. Orobashi creates Watatsumi Island, and people call it Sangonomiya. Sangonomiya. Why was the land barren again? I think it's because of the fight between the primordial one and the second one. Yeah. That's my understanding of why it was barren. Oh, there's a little bit more of the Inazuma Island lore, but I have to start wrapping up stream. I'm so sad. We barely scratched the surface. We'll come back to this. Next time you see this, I'll have a lot more written down. And we'll, highlight some things. Because I think eventually, once I have my general notes down, I'll have, a visual. A big visual. Hello, welcome in! So many questions unanswered, right? Oh my gosh. So many unanswered questions. But I guess we'll go ahead and stop there for now. I'll probably work on it in my own time. And when we reconvene, we'll patch up some holes. The land is made by Orobashi and its energy gets drained into Kanomiya every so often, so they have to rejuvenate it with a blood coral. I think it has to do with the bishops. Aha! There you go. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's right. Watatsumi is formed by the coral and Orobashi. Yes, that is correct. I just didn't include that because there's only so much you can fit. And if I fit every single detail, we wouldn't be able to fit everything. Oh my gosh. But welcome in. I apologize some of you all are joining right when we're about to end, but we just barely scratched the surface. Maybe next time we could finish... I think I kind of want to do the Mondstadt aristocracy. So maybe I'll finish Inazuma and Kanomiya on my own time. We'll review it at the beginning of the next stream, and then we'll go over the Mondstadt aristocracy together. Or I'll just make my little sheet by myself, and then I'll go over stuff with you all. Oh my gosh. Definitely need video aid. I agree. There's so much. And I think I think I'm just gonna create a bunch of TikToks. That's you all will get your Genshin lectures in the form of TikToks. Ah yes, Mondstadt, where cavalry captains don't have horses. They don't have cavalry to lead to begin with. Or not to begin with. Poor Kaya's the captain of an empty cavalry. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. But I hope you all had fun doing this initial dive with me. But I gotta head to my meeting pretty soon. So let's spend a few minutes reading some super chats, doing some wrap-up chatting, and then I'll send you all off to another stream to end the day. How does that sound? Definitely had fun. I'm glad! I'd love a playlist of a bunch of these lore videos. Yeah! So, I need to start doing... I've just been really busy lately. I need to start transferring some of my videos from TikTok over onto YouTube. Some of them are longer than a minute though, so they're just gonna be regular videos, but I think it'll be okay. So, thank you all so much for joining me. If you are heading out for the day, I hope you have a wonderful rest or a wonderful rest of your day. But if you're going to stick around for another 10 minutes, we're going to be doing some super chat reading. So, let's go! Hi. Let me open up my super chat reader. There it is. Have a fun stream. Oh, I'm glad you had a fun stream. That makes me happy. Have a good meeting too. Thank you. Gosh, but yes, this is just the tip of the iceberg because I really want to flesh out the suppression of knowledge into vet theory, but I want to make sure I have all the basics down. I want to make sure I'm not missing any basic understandings of things. And that's why I'm starting with just writing everything down. I think my goal is after the timeline, I'm going to go back because I have a bunch, I don't know if you remember, I highlighted a bunch of names and places. And I think after the timeline, after the general timeline, I'm going to create a list of names sorted kind of similar to this timeline where you can find out about important people that existed. My theory is that Kaya's father is controlling the Abyss Twin as the cutscene was clutching... Meaning it might mean something has taken control of the other twin. A glitching. Gotcha. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. You never know. I just thought that the other twin might have just been overwhelmed. But I like that idea. That's a more interesting idea for sure. Demon Warrior, thank you so much for the rose. And Justin, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Also, Yube, thank you so much for celebrating your 10-month membership anniversary. I don't know why I didn't show up. That might have been an oopsie on my end, so my bad. Thank you so much for celebrating your membership anniversary. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna read your message. 20% don't like Genshin. That makes me happy because even though you don't like Genshin, you still stuck around. And I'm glad, you're able to still enjoy, the presence of the Archangels and have fun here even though you don't like Genshin. Just wanted to say thanks for the gifted sub membership from whoever. Sorry I was asleep, but that was a nice thing to wake up to. Well, good morning, and I'm happy you got a nice little gift. Hope your stream is going well. It's been going fantastically. Yeah. Leyline memory. I think it was because we were realizing that it was really our twins' memory, so the memory glitching. Leyline memory nonsense. Yeah, I think so. I think my study plan is like this. I have the timeline right now, and it's a timeline of events. And then after that, I'm going to do a timeline of important people or like characters, or maybe I'll just make a quick reference guide. A quick reference guide of all the important people you need to know over the course of Genshin Impact's history. I don't know how I'm going to sort that, but I think it's going to include like other names. Like if like Orobashi goes by like a different name, and I'll include why they go by a different name, and things like that. And it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a huge sort of document. And then after that, I think after that is when I'll feel comfortable diving more into my theory, my knowledge theory. And I think, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. We'll send you the Genshin video you were talking about. It has all the events. Whoa, perfect. But sometimes it's good to go back to the primary source and dig around for holes that you don't know about. Ah, yes, Mr. Rex Lapis, Morax, Zhongli. Yeah, a lot of people have different names. Going over some of the key NPCs or historical figures is a good idea. Yeah, I think so. And then what I'll probably do is I'm probably gonna make like a TikTok series where we go over like each nation's history, or because there's such an interesting connection between things. I don't know how. I think maybe like I'll make I'll do all the writing of the notes, and then I'll kind of circle out different sections I want to go over. Think of each like TikTok or YouTube short as a lecture, right? In Rita's and Professor Kamishiro's lecture series, each one is a little lecture, a little takeaway. Don't forget Grandpa is a name for Zhongli. Yeah, Grandpa Zhongli. Still new to Genshin, trying to keep up. Oh my gosh, I've been in with Genshin since the very beginning, and I'm still trying to catch up. So don't feel bad at all. The only character history I'm interested in is, will Noelle ever become a full knight? Oh my gosh. Truth though. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Demon Warrior, thank you for the rose. I also was gonna search up the super chat that Yubei sent earlier. I don't know why it's not showing up. So you are gonna be our professor. Okay, I take it back. Maybe I'm more of like a TA. Can I be the Genshin TA? I feel like I don't know enough. Or maybe like a student teacher. Like I'm a student in the class with you, but I've brought it upon myself to be a note taker and to, you know, guide the class. Tutor, sure. I feel like to some degree I still don't fully understand everything. Let's see here. Where can I find the membership anniversary message? I wonder. Let's see here. Where? I have to go back and find it. I'll go all the way back to the beginning. It's okay, Yubei. I will find your message. I'm looking. Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh no, it doesn't go far back enough. I'm sorry, Yubei. Thank you so much for celebrating your 10-month membership anniversary. I appreciate it. Oh, and good night. Thanks for stopping by. Rita Kamishiro, Archangel, Historian of Genshin. Oh my gosh. Maybe I will be able to pass this academia exam. Who knows? But let me go ahead and set up the raid for you all, since I gotta go to my next commitment, my meeting. Let's see, redirect here. Did you at least learn something? Or maybe you, I guess, reestablished some sort of information you had in your mind that you weren't sure of, or maybe you forgot? Let's see here. Oh, where is my hairbrush? Who am I gonna raid to? Who am I gonna raid to? Let's see what YouTube has listed. Take me out of the woods. Great big world. You know I'm wanting for you. It looks like Aoi's gonna be streaming in 2 hours. So if you all, you know, maybe you could go eat something, get some food, come back and watch Aoi. It's 2 hours. Is that okay? Yeah, it's gonna start in 2 hours. So we're gonna do an early raid, go get some snacks, go get something to eat. And then we all can reconvene at Aoi's stream. She's gonna play Not For Broadcast. There you go. But as always... Oh, she just went live. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Because I like to try to raid into a live stream. Let's see. Shi-chan. I don't know why she's not showing up on mine. There we go. Flash games. Here we go. Yeah, she just went live. So this is perfect. So there you go. Have fun. And as always, I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly. Cyber Angel, Rita Kamishiro, at your service. Bye! See you at the celebration! Yes, again, Gen 2 celebration tomorrow. It's going to be on the PRISM Project official channel. It'll be super fun. Me and Luto are going to hang out. And here's a quick summary of everything we went over today in our study session. So we talked about in the new world, how the arc opens with the primordial one. I think this is after the defeat of the 7 sovereigns. And that's kind of the beginning of the primordial one's covenant with humanity. I'll take care of you as long as you don't, you know, fall to temptation. The Sealy civilization exists, guides humanity. We have the Year of Jubilee, yada yada yada. Then the arrival of the second one comes, and then the war happens, the destruction of heaven and earth, Enkanomiya falls into the ocean, and then we have all of the Enkanomiya stuff. So Enkanomiya clashes with the bishops while they're there in the ocean. Aburaku builds the Dainichi Mikoshi to drive away the bishops. And then a year after the Dainichi Mikoshi, the Enkanomiya people tried to go back to the surface, but they found out they were banned by the primordial one. This presumably because they knew too much about the war. Then there was the creation of the Sun Children, which was a, sort of... Some corrupt nobles wanted to, I guess, trick people into worshipping the Dainichi Mikoshi as a god, and they used the Sun Children as proxy rulers. And in the meantime, in Inazuma, civilizations in Tsunami and Seira Island were built in connection with Celestia, and there was a great flood, and only a few islands remained. There was the Tanuki Kitsune War. One of the Tsurumi Island civilization ends, and the Thunderbird arrives at Tsurumi Island. That's during the pre-Archon War. During the Archon War, Raiden twins destroy all the Inazuma gods. Makoto ascends to become the first Electro-Archon. Orobashi flees to Enkanomiya, meets a kid from Enkanomiya, is asked to become their god, and together they overthrow the Sun Children. Orobashi strengthens the Dainichi Mikoshi and leads the people to the surface and creates Watatsumi Island, called now Sangonomiya Island. The Divine Priestess is chosen by Orobashi, which is likely the origin of Sangonomiya clan. And there's a couple of other things we went over, but that's generally it. But thanks for stopping by and have fun with whatever it is you're doing.